This is my hat. There may be many like it, but this one is mine. this, this is my boonie hat. I've had it for well over 10 years. And I'm going to do something today that I have not done. I've only done it once, actually, in the time that I've had this hat. I'm going to wash it. This thing is so stiff. It's probably got enough me soaked into the fabric that it could be counted as part of my body. That's just gross. It's time to get this thing all cleaned up. The reason why I want to clean it is, while I was at the show, the OR show, I got a sample of this stuff. The labels kind of got wet, so it's a little bit yucky, but it's called NeverWet, and it's a hydrophobic solution. In other words, whatever you spray it on, water won't soak into, or oil, or mud, or anything. And there was a YouTube video a while back that showed them doing tests with it, and it's phenomenal. And I guess this is their newest formula. You just spray it on, and it won't change the color of the material that you actually applied it to. And so I want to make my hat waterproof yet breathable, because this doesn't actually seal it up. But in order to do that, it probably should get a wash first, get all the grime out of it. But let me show you kind of what I've got built into my hat. Of course, I got my trusty sunglasses. I mean, it's bright out here, especially when I'm driving. And then I just got a few other silly little things. I got this little knife from Buck Knives. They gave it to me. I've been carrying it around my hat for about a week. It's kind of silly. I haven't had a use for it yet, but it's just kind of fun to carry random things in my hat from time to time. I also have my little flint striker, a little dragon here on the back of it, and I got a piece of chert tucked into the back right there. And on this side, this little bit of straw that I've sealed, there are 3 fish hooks with some monofilament leader. And my reasoning for that is I've got cordage. I mean, I've got 30 feet of paracord wrapped around the rim of my hat, and so I always have line to get the hook out there. The difficulty is having line that's small enough to be attached to the hook. So I put a leader with a loop on it, so I can attach it to paracord, I can attach it to bank line, and for the part that matters is actual fishing line and hook, so the fish don't care about it. And just in case, I've got a bigger hook right here on the front of my hat. And it's getting a little bit of rust, but what do you expect from all the sweat? But not bad. Just in case, you never know. I mean, I always carry fishing gear on me because it's fun. And then, as you saw, I got about 30 feet of paracord. I have kept stuff in this little pouch before, but it always manages to fall out. So I don't keep anything in there anymore. And so I'm going to take this thing apart. Well, take the paracord off, and then we'll get to washing this nasty thing. Well, that certainly took a while. If you have cord in your hat, don't expect to get to it quickly. I'm going to replace this with some fresh paracord. I got some nice multicam that I think will look good on this hat. So after we're done, we'll do that. But let's get this thing in the water. Nice, fairly clear water. That was so close. So close. The last time I did this, the water turned brown. It took 3 changes of water before it started to get clear. Like I said, this hat has enough of me in it, it probably qualifies for child support. Sometimes I find a nice creek or a pond, not a pond, but a nice creek or spring. I've actually used my hat as a ladle to get water out of it. Now that I think about it, even if the spring didn't need to be filtered, it probably should have after it came out of my hat. Well, I'm going to get some soap on it and see if I can't get more there. I'm going to get this thing clean. Jeez. Noisy chickens. They just sit out there and complain. There's my hat. All scrubbed and clean. I actually brought back a lot of the color, which I really like. I mean, it was starting to go pretty dull. And that's what's left of my hat. That's what was on it. And now here it is, all ready to dry. So I have to find a nice place to hang it, let it dry. A couple hours, it should be ready, and then I can apply the NeverWet. But yeah, there we go. I probably ought to wash my hat more often. What do you think? Well, my hat's good and dry. Now I'm going to try to apply this NeverWet. It didn't come with instructions. I guess I just spray it on. And hopefully there's enough in here to do my whole hat. I'm going to try doing the top and making sure that I get the rim. That's the most important parts. Well, my hat's good and dry. Now I'm going to try to apply this NeverWet. It didn't come with instructions. I guess I just spray it on. And hopefully there's enough in here to do my whole hat. I'm going to try doing the top and making sure that I get the rim. That's the most important parts to do. I really like these boonie hats because, I mean, like I said, they're kind of silly looking, but oh, let's see this thing. Come on, please work. See, it was sitting in the back of my Jeep. There we go. Doing his best. There we go. That's an interesting smell. I mean, like I said, they're kind of silly looking, but oh, let's see this thing. Come on, please work. See, it was sitting in the back of my Jeep. There we go. He's doing his best. There we go. Has an interesting smell. But like I was saying, what I like about boonie hats is they keep the rain off my head and out of my face. Keep the sun out of my eyes. Keep the bugs out of what's left of my hair. In the dirt off, out of my head. And, they're just really, really useful. A lot more useful than, say, a baseball cap. It soaks into the fabric, it looks like, pretty nicely. It doesn't look like there's any really color change other than a little bit darker. It does have a kind of a chemical smell, and I'm hoping that goes away when it dries again. So there we are, hat sprayed. Hopefully I did a good job, and when it's dry we'll test her out. Well, here we go, the moment of truth. The hat is all dry. It smells kind of like pine. Honestly, it's got a very kind of a nice fresh scent, kind of a piney scent. It reminds me of something. I can't put my finger on it, but let's see if this stuff actually works. So let's. Yeah, I'm not trying to make it waterproof like a rain hat. I just want it to shed the water that lands on it, because like I said, as long as it keeps it out of my face and out of my neck, it's great. But oh, look at that. Yeah, that just beads right up, rolls off. Let's try the top of the hat. Look at that. Not getting wet at all. That's kind of cool. I can see some spots where it's soaking in just a little bit, but for the most part, it ain't bad at all. Again, I had just some bare samples. Not bad. It works pretty well on the brim, it looks like. So that's not too bad at all. Like if you look at the inside, nothing's soaking through to the inside of the hat. Though, like I said, it did absorb here, a little bit here, so it's promising. I'm gonna go. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna contact the company and get their, actual large samples, and see if I can, really soak this hat down in it. But in any case, hey, at least my hat's clean. Fun little experiment today. Hope you enjoyed it.